hope they're doing well. Let me see. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry, guys. There we go. Okay. I hope everyone's doing good. So I am totally picking up fall vibes, okay? So I do want to, I'm sorry, I got something in my eye. I do want to kind of go over my intake on the blood moon. Today was very interesting for me. I was given an opportunity by a good friend of mine who owns a metaphysical shop, and it's called The Awakening. And it's not just any ordinary shop. They also cater to healing modalities and things like that. Like you can, they have someone there for your astrological chart. They have someone there to help you with, excuse me, past life regression. They have people there for cranial tension. They have, I mean, hypnotherapists, you name it, they got it. And she called me the other day and asked me if I would like to come in and read for them, because they do this once a month thing where they kind of go all out and they have this special for their clients, you know, their regulars. So it's usually a big, like it's usually like a big ordeal. So they have a lot of people come in, and you know, there was like a little waiting period where people had to wait until we were done with the next person. So it was really interesting. It was fast paced. It was just everything just different. And the let's see, I guess the fear of the unknown, after pushing past it, I was just like, okay, because I walked in there, you know, not acting, but feeling very, very grounded. I had meditated, you know, the day before, and the day of, I took a cleansing salt bath, which I do every night anyway. So, but it was, I had a chance to network and talk to, which I've talked to Christy many times about, you know, personal things in my life. You know, I've gone there for help and insight, and to know that she would call me to come represent her shop and be her reader was just an absolute honor. So it was fun. I had quite a few clients, and it was just interesting mingling with different characters, and because you never know what you're gonna get, you know. And I think that's the pretty exciting part about it, is delving into the unknown and not, I mean, yes, having some fear, but overcoming it, you know, almost like being prepared in a sense, because you know the fear is going to be present, so you just walk with emotions as if it's normality. It's very, very cool. And a lot of you do that every day. So, anyway, about the blood moon, I have here, Okay, so I have some notes on the blood moon, and I specifically gravitated towards what was being explained about this blood moon and how it kind of more resonated with me, because I obviously am one to dissect things and dive deep into it. And so when I get my mind on something, I'm just like, zoop, you know. So I was I was looking into it, and I just got a few bulletins of some things that really stood out to me, that I was curious and wondering if you guys were experiencing the same thing or similar aspects, or possibly willing to share in the comments what it was that you did experience during this time. But I have that the blood moon's ultimate reason for showing its beautiful self is to expose, okay? It's very symbolic in how its beauty resonates with what's the mission behind the blood moon, spiritually speaking. Um, and I mean, as a collective as a whole. So, when the Earth's shadow swallows the moon and turns it red, it's like the universe holds up a magnifying glass up to your life and dares you to look at what's really there. Admiring the view, yeah, that's all great, but it's about seeing the cracks in your current path, the weight of relationships that no longer fit, and the patterns have silently held you back. And there's another kind of like little cliche kind of thing that I can pull apart from this, is that once the blood moon reveals whatever is needed to be revealed to you, for you to see clearly, for you to be able to address and ultimately let go and release. There's no unseeing what you've seen. So that is something that is going to help you with ultimately releasing these negative beliefs that we have held back for so long, from just other people's perspective, um, things that we put energy in that we had no business in doing so, but we didn't know better. But now that a lot of us have gone through what we call a spiritual awakening, you are able to see clearly. You are able to make conscious decisions, in my opinion. Now, in ancient cultures, the blood moon was both revered and feared on the night of September 7th. It brings revelations that changes everything. So I'm seeing the Tower card, and it's making me think of like a building tumbling down and having to rebuild it from scratch. And I also write right here, think of it as an awakening. So yes, it is some sort of transformative frequency that a lot of people are going to feel very heavily within the days before and even after. So what's really neat is not only are we experiencing the blood moon and its purging per se, there's a total lunar eclipse, but right after we are entering the 999 portal, which is pretty exciting. Now, during these times, you're gonna want to possibly um, uh, revert to scripture. So, like putting pen to paper, writing. Maybe even like you can write on toilet paper with a Sharpie and flush it down the toilet, something symbolic like that. Writing on bay leaves and burning them. Um, Writing on parchment paper, burning it and burying the ashes away from the home. Also, another technique to kind of clear away negative energy or just funk is to pour salt on a table and write your name with intent in the salt. That is another pretty neat exercise. It's very simple, can be a little messy, but if you have a vacuum cleaner, it's cool. So another thing would be, let's see. So once you do the scripture part and the clearing away part of everything that you're ready to release that was holding you back, you can also do another ritualistic ordeal where you back up the purging with the new beginning and what it is that you're wanting to manifest in your life for this new big chapter coming in. Now you can write it on parchment paper, you can write it on any kind of paper, and literally put it underneath your pillow at night and sleep on it next morning, or sleep on it for a couple days until you feel like it's had an effect. And you should know, just take the paper and burn it, take the ashes and bury them elsewhere from your property. Another good ritualistic way is mirror work. Now, mirror work is very good and strong and potent when it comes to releasing things that are holding you back, with shining light on those blockages that and blockages to me are ultimately the root cause. If you think about it, it's the essence of the problem. And so mirror work is really good when it comes to helping you locate them and work on releasing them, whether it be through light work or energetically working with crystals, having a private practitioner do it for you. There's many options. So and with this mirror work, it's just like if you're not if you're not familiar with it, it is just where you have a certain mirror, and this is a mirror that you're going to want to cleanse. You're going to want to bless however you do so, when it comes to kind of like anointing. And you can even use oils as well, but make sure you don't smear the mirror part. You definitely want a clear view, because this mirror is specifically for you to work on your healing process and your releasing. So there is a spiritual connection, a spiritual portal that will eventually open between you and this mirror. And ultimately, you are to approach the mirror with intent. You're supposed to approach it and find yourself in a stance where you feel very grounded in what it is that you are wanting to see change in, and simply state it in the mirror. Tell yourself, I am beautiful. I am enough for myself, the ones that love me the most, and those to come. You can say, I am clearing everything away from me that no longer is good for me any longer. I release, I let it go, and I reset to only bring in love, prosperity, goodwill, good health, and happiness. And so be it. And that's it. Simple practice, easy as that. And with some of these practices, you'll come to find a familiarity with it, to where if you do it with intent, like everything else that you're supposed to be doing, because when we do things with passionate intent, we see greater results. So for instance, if I'm doing my hair, okay, that's just an example, and I'm just like thinking in my head, like, okay, what am I gonna do with all this hair? Like, am I gonna wear it down today? Am I gonna, if so, it's gonna just be too plain? Should I just do a little, or something? But I just like, I just had a brain fart. I'm sorry. What was I saying? I was saying that my hair. Oh, doing it with intent, and so like, for instance, if you don't, if when you are focusing on you and you are caring for you and putting work into you, you need to be doing it and damn near reciting to yourself the positive things that are so wonderful about you. And as you do these things, it will increase your ability to be able to truly embody what it is that you are capable of being. The ideal version of yourself you're able to step into with just consistent practice and repetition of working with yourself instead against yourself. Because as long as we keep pushing down these resentments, these hurts, these pains, and suppressing them, they're just gonna, it's just a ticking time bomb until it comes back at some point in time. So yeah, that's what I just kind of went on a little tangent. Now, it is important whenever you do these ritualistic activities to help with the cleansing process and the locating the actual root of the problem, is is to burn a candle, because a candle helps push the intent out into the universe, okay? And there are many spiritual aspects when it comes to just lighting a candle, okay? One's intention can go pretty damn far. So that could be another message, is to be conscious with your thoughts when you're around lit candles, or if you have a candle that you have lit yourself, or multiple. Just like, I have multiple, okay, but I'm also feeling very grounded. I'm feeling very woosah. I'm feeling pretty good right now. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much everything I wanted to say. I do want to dive into the cards and see what we have. Now, I did get this new deck called, it's called Mother Mort's Carnival in 1897, okay? It's very, very interesting. Now, it has a tinge to it, like a little, so imagine this deck of cards having different characters that you would see at a carnival, at a circus, okay? And imagine each one of them having their own booth, okay? And ultimately, the quest is that you are to step up to these booths, so you can either grab the ball and try and hit the little fuzzy animal so it fall back, which it never freaking works, and those damn bottles don't tip for shit, because I think they got something at the bottom of them. But anyway, what I was saying, when I get off on these tangents, I kind of lose myself, but that's living in the moment to the fullest. Especially whenever you can feel it and you can embody it and maneuver the energy and just kind of sit with it and love it. Feels really good. But imagine yourself going to these booths, okay? And each one has a carnival character in there. And they are the ones who are to judge whether you are to, they are the ones to tell you. They represent karma, and they represent, they're not afraid to show recognition for those who have put in the hard work. They definitely will show recognition and mark you at whatever level you are and send you on to the next booth to be judged. So, excuse me, each one of these booths come with a certain kind of just like a normal day with a bunch of like archetypal events that happen. I don't know, a variation, things that just happen within the day. So we're going to get a reading on the collective about what booth it is that you may be at and the reason why you may be at this booth, okay? Which we will further find in the tarot. Okay, so let's get started. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I have been working very, very extensively. It's like this blood moon brought so many emotions up in me that I guess I had finally reached the end of me being in a repetitive cycle of just going in the same route and receiving the same results and feeling stuck just the same, nothing changing. So it's been very heavy, but it's something that I would like to share with others in case they may find themselves in a situation like mine, which it just so happens that one of the ladies that I did a reading for today, she was in a place where she felt like, and this was an older woman, and she felt directionless. I mean, she has a wonderful marriage. She has to take care of her grandson once a week and bring him to school or whatnot. So she does carry that weight, which is a blessing. Okay, don't get it twisted. It's a beautiful thing to be able to help when you can, especially whenever it's about another little life, you know. But she was just so lost in what her purpose was in life. She doesn't work, shouldn't have to, you know. And I expressed that to her, that I could really relate into that. And what I told her is because she was very interested in the tarot deck and she wanted to learn more about it. And I told her that the way I learned whenever I was going through my spiritual awakening is by literally seeking it out myself, picking up the damn books and reading them, picking up a tarot deck, a few tarot decks or whatever, and just diving into them and reading the guidebooks and you know, getting the ones with the keywords. That helped me a lot, more so than the book did, honestly. The ones with the keywords helped me because there was visual repetition there, not just a, oh, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, download, you know? And some people work better that way. Okay, what does my beautiful collective need to hear at this time? At the bottom we have the Maiden Mort, which I'm sure you're familiar with, the most magnificent Hecate. She is Hecate, just a younger version. Okay, what does the collective need to know at this time? There she is. Crone Mort. The mother of mothers. And we have Professor Simberg, the chemist. I don't think I showed you the first one, which is the hoodwinks. I really do like this deck. I'm loving the fall vibes. Oh my gosh. There's barely any humidity in the air. It's cool. I can wear a long sleeve. I feel just sexy and just all over the place. Like, I have been feeling myself. I don't know what it is with this new transformation or this new eclipse, but I've been full of smiles. I've been just really feeling good. Just really, really feeling good. Okay, so okay. The hoodwinks. Let's see what they're talking about. They kind of look like imps in a way. Excuse me. So, this is the backstory. The puka are mischievous little creatures who wander among the carnival goers, eager to play pranks on their unsuspecting victims. These shapeshifters can take on many forms, though in the carnival 1897 they frequently dress as clowns, considered bringing of both good and bad fortune. The appearance of a puka can represent either extreme trickery or a refreshing or a refreshing, helpful playfulness. Most often encountered in rural, isolated areas, puka are much like a no-face, two-sided coin, representing the inherent paradoxical nature of reality. So, the interpretation is when caught in a self or egotistical frame of mind, these two tricksters encourage you to pull back and try to see the non-dual aspect of reality. Maybe you've been viewing a situation or problem in your life as an either or choice, where there's one winner and one loser. Excuse me, confirmation. This card invites you to shed your black and white thinking and remember that reality is more of a grayscale. So I guess not being so rigid in your opinions and being more flexible when it comes to viewing other options and actually listening, like intently listening to other people's points of view. Okay. Interpretation. Oh, I already told you. Grayscale. No black and white. Okay. So we have Crone Mort. The most powerful came out to say hi. This deck is kind of like morbid a little bit. I love it. Okay, so we have Crone Mort. The backstory is an elderly woman slowly hobbles through the crowd of carnival goers, back bent low, holding a crook with a small lantern hanging. She turns to face you, clutching a tattered cloak to her chest, and you can just make out a warm smile beneath her hood before she dips inside a tent and disappears with surprising alacrity. Crone Mort, one of the three forms of the triple goddess, is both a witness to the carnival and a sage observer of its happenings. This card represents independence, strength, and individualism. Be unafraid to walk your path alone. You have more than enough strength and courage to do so. Walk towards your destiny with conviction and live your life by your design. This card is also a reminder to treat others as you expect to be treated and to show respect when respect is earned. Sometimes a direct approach is required, but do so with respect and hold your head high, knowing you have faced any difficulties or issues with stoicism and grace. That's very beautiful. All right, we have Professor Simberg. He's so attractive. Oh, I said the chemist. He's the artist. Backstory is, outside a nearby tent hangs a large faded sign with an image of an old crone holding a hand mirror, the reflection showing her as a young and beautiful version of herself. Inside sits a woman strapped to an old rusted dentist chair. Her face is carefully peeled away by a man in a dirty medical coat. Most of his features hide behind a grimy surgical mask, except for two pale, milky eyes in sunken sockets darting back and forth as he slices. Near him on a brass rail hangs another face, far younger and prettier than the one being removed. You stand before the workbench of Professor Simberg, the great plastic surgeon. Professor Simberg represents the beauty and ugliness contained within you. He only creates his masterpieces out of what he sees underneath the facade of skin. Perhaps you've been struggling with low self-confidence or body issues, or with a decision to change or alter your appearance dramatically. That decision is wholly dependent on the truth behind it. It reminds us that beauty is only skin deep. The professor can see it all. His skilled hands are adept at sculpting a likeness that matches what lies beneath. And what I was kind of talking about is like, self-esteem and the mirror ritual, for sure. Very interesting. Okay, let's dive into the tarot a little bit. We're gonna start off with this deck. So right away at the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Swords, someone who's independent and assertive. She or he is feeling bound or imprisoned by some sort of belief. I feel like there's someone on the outside, a King of Cups, who is very empathic and caring and kind. This represents Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, who is in the hangman position, where they are looking at making some sort of sacrifice or viewing things from a different perspective than what they have, kind of like not action oriented, yes, action oriented, but it's more about what that action is. So kind of moving and adapting with flexibility with whatever the circumstance may be. And I see that you may, we have the Three of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. So you're definitely collaborating with possibly a water sign. Like I said, a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, where somebody is wanting to work together with you, whether it be to find some sort of equal balance, or just simply relay an important message that may even bring upon some like it'd be like a surprise kind of. Okay, what's going on with the collective at this time? What do they need to know for their health? You may be feeling, you or somebody you know may be feeling a little bit pessimistic and kind of in their feels about some sort of financial situation or opportunity. But with the Fool card following behind it, I see you fixing to jump head first into whatever that situation may be for you. So we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. The Knight of Pentacles is all about one being very productive, having a practical standpoint on things, definitely has like leadership value. So paired with the Queen of Swords, I'm getting more so of this being an embodiment of character. This Queen of Swords is all about embodying your independence and finding yourself, but with an at an equilibrium, like finding yourself happily independent and pleasure in that, and also being very kind and helping. Like the Queen of Swords is someone, if you have issues, or you need somebody to talk to, um, uh, like someone who's gonna not bullshit about the around the bush, and they're gonna be direct with you. They're gonna tell you what it is that they see and what you need to hear, um, which is the best advice I think one can ever get. And I see that this Queen of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, possibly. Now with the Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, we do have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn there, but I see it more as an embodiment of the Queen of Swords just feeling as if she may be at a very enlightened and heightened state, where she's viewing things very practical, in a sense that she is she is beginning to assert herself when it comes to some sort of material wealth, and I see her being very productive in this, meaning she's making way, he's making way. You're not at a stagnant place, which is good, I know some of us are more instant gratifiers, but I mean, we all can be, but I'm seeing that this is more of a steady wins the race kind of ordeal. Then we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Ten of Cups. So I see that whatever it is that you're facing, and you're exuding a lot of confidence and kind of like a no bullshit kind of vibe. I just heard you can't bullshit a bullshitter. So I see that during this time, you're probably putting up some pretty strong boundaries right now in your life with just many aspects, whether it be people in your life that just you're not growing from, and if anything, it's more of a toxic situation, or a situation where there's a need to love from a distance. I'm seeing that you are cutting away what no longer serves you, just as what this blood moon is wanting us to do. That's the intent. So whatever cord that you are trying to find to cut when it comes to some sort of relation with your finances, I see that the result of doing so is going to bring in just this ginormous change in your life, okay? Of nothing but just good dharma. Like, I'm really feeling it. And compared with the Ten of Cups, here we go again with Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I see you having finding yourself very, very content with the outcome, with the near outcome. As long as you are putting in your part of the work. You know, our ancestors are angelic forces and gods and goddesses are here in the universe to help us. However, they can only do so much in their dimension. So it is our responsibility to, yes, manifest and do the mental aspect of it, but also to do the physical aspect of it too. So putting in work towards what it is that you truly desire, and I see it coming to fruition very, very soon. So this is so cool and beautiful. The next two cards I have is the Seven of Wands and the Three of Cups. So when it came to some sort of, I'm getting the Trinity. No, not the Trinity. I'm getting a group of three. So there could be a group of three people, maybe you included or not. It could be more than three, but you have been in a constant battle with this group, this community, this dynamic, and I see you just not backing down and steadily just kicking ass and persevering. Kicking ass and taking names, right? Okay, let's get some clarifiers. Let's see. Okay, Spirit, can you clarify this for me? Okay, Spirit, can you clarify the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords for the collective? Please. We have the Four of Swords. Okay, so it looks like you have been steady and really hard at work when it comes to obtaining some sort of goal, whether it be like a quota or a project or a job, or some sort of hobby or endeavor or something like that. The universe is trying to tell you that now is the time to rest with the Four of Swords, okay? It's time to kind of take a step back. I'm not saying retreat completely, okay? I'm just saying to allow your body to rest when you need it, okay? Your body makes you feel tired because it's telling you you need it. I'm not talking about, sorry, there's something on the screen. I'm not talking about the kind of tired you feel in the morning whenever you're trying to just make yourself go to work. No, I'm talking about like the kind of exhaustion after putting in a lot of work mentally and physically. They're telling you it's time to rest. This is what's being clarified by the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. So I was right with that energy. Clarify the Wheel of Fortune and the Ten of Cups for the collective, please. Okay, we have the Eight of Pentacles. So with luck turning in your favor and you being on the brink of a huge change that is coming into your life, that has a lot to do with family and home and legacy. The universe with the Eight of Pentacles is telling you that it's almost, what I'm getting from this card is recognition, okay? Recognition of one's hard work and their tenacity and their endurance and their patience, and you can even go as far back as to even look back on your deliverance during this time, your self-expression, how you conducted yourself. And you'll only be met with the ones that I'm talking to, who I'm pulling for. You're only going to be met with just gratitude, because you have simply experienced true miracles in your life in front of your very eyes. So there's no question about it. And that just fuels your motivation tank. That just, this is someone who is steady at work, building on their finances and just leveling up, just steadily growing and growing and watching it grow. Okay, that's what she's doing. She's working her ass off. Some of you may be, confirmation. Some of you may be picking up some sort of hobby, like whether it be some sort of like arts and crafts, or for my men out there, you could find yourself, I don't know, maybe remodeling your garage, or creating more storage space, or finding something other than work. Not work at office work, but home life work. For instance, like we all have responsibilities. You have to pick up after yourself. You have to, and this is something that's, you would think it's ingrained already, but some people just can't pick up on the habit. But but I see somebody who's been very focused and hard at work. And the Eight of Pentacles is here just to solidify what the first cards were talking about, how with the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords, you being very productive at this time when it comes to asserting these deep wounds inside of you and mastering out a plan in how to dispel all this and transmute it so that you can have more room for new beginnings and for new things to happen and come into your life. And this, even though it's clear, it's pretty much saying that because you put in the work, okay, you're being recognized by the Most High, okay? You're being recognized by Source, by the universe, that you have put in so much work behind the scenes, in silence, possibly in isolation. You have really been working hard, and in a way, I feel like you've been working hard in a tangible way, yes, but in another way that's more deep and expansive, in a way that allows you to, for you, ooh, my ear's ringing, yep, for you to recognize the beauty in your work and the opportunities that are presenting themselves to you. The more you grow, the more you evolve, and the way your perspective changes. This is someone who's destined for success, for sure, for what you have put out into the world. The world is ready to pay you back in return with nothing but blessings. And I even spoke of miracles earlier. So miracles and your manifestations, your desires. And it looks like somebody's manifestation or desire is to have a sound home life, home environment, where you're not, yeah, exactly that, okay? Now let's clarify this persevering against some sort of community or group that has been against you for some time, because perseverance is a word for me that kind of gives some length to it. Like, you've been persevering, you've been having to endure and continue to repetitiously fight back. Clarify the Seven of Wands and the Three of Cups for the collective, please, and thank you. We have the Page of Pentacles. Where did that... I'm sorry, guys. I don't know where that went. But, okay, so the Page of Pentacles, this is about, once again, something that has to do with your money, okay? Um, and this is something that has definitely been discussed quite a bit throughout the collective. So being that it's showing up again isn't surprising to me, because it's obviously a deep-rooted issue that keeps being triggered and projected, and it's something that needs to be dealt with correctly. But it is, so you have needed to cut ties with certain people or aspects or situations in your life that surrounded your creativity and the way you produce income for you and your family. And I'm seeing that, yes, this has actually been a long time coming, and it just so happens that there was some sort of group that are the ones that you had to cut off. So I'm getting more than just one significant person that you had to cut off out of your life for you to be able to fully step into this 999 portal, for you to be ready. Because when we get up to the plate of the portal, it's almost like there's a need to be grounded and very diligent with your thoughts and the things that you entertain during that time, because a portal is a doorway, okay? It's, you go one way in and you come out the other end. Now, whatever the other end is gonna be up to you, ultimately. And that's not a sad or nasty thing. I don't know why I'm sitting there talking like it's dun dun dun. No. All right, y'all, wake up, okay? It's not like that. It's just that I don't know. I was just channeling, and because now I don't feel as connected to it, so I was definitely channeling. Okay, let's clarify this a little bit deeper. So far I'm using 3 different tarot decks. Can you clarify this Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, and the Four of Swords, please? Okay, so we have the Four of Cups, which is all about, some may say, disinterested or boredom, but you can also view it as like a state of contemplation. Sometimes you can find yourself really fixated on something where you don't really pick up on the things around you. So there's a need for reevaluating things, and that's what you are doing. You're in some sort of state of contemplating and reevaluating some sort of situation that has impacted you in your finances. And I see here with the Queen of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, I see that you're being very authentic to yourself during this process of elimination. You're standing firm to your virtues. You're really listening to your intuition, and you're paying attention to your dream state. I don't think you guys, maybe you do, I don't know, but your dream state is so important. And what's so important about it is that how do I say this? When we ascend, okay, when we level up, okay, and they have the term new levels, new devils. Well, that is something that is very much true, okay? Whether it be an actual human, a person who is in some sort of, looking out for, trying to be vengeful, looking to cause drama, stress, frustration, where was I going with this? I can't remember. Oops. Oopsie daisy. Okay. So, your dream state. Okay. So, it's so important to really pay attention to your dream state, because a lot of people may be unaware that you may be having some pretty significant dreams during times of leveling up, and this can ultimately affect you whenever you wake up, because your dreams are ultimately messages to problems you're having in your life, or it's your subconscious screaming loud at you, or it can be the new levels, new devils. People, the way spellcraft and receiving negative attacks can, one way or one form that they can come in is in the form of your dreams. So it is very important to be very aware. That's why they say to keep a journal next to your bed. The journal is not just for you to write down your dreams and never go back to it. No, it's to actually keep record of what it is that you are experiencing, so that you can see the clues, you can receive the downloads, you can see clear. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. Okay, so let's clarify the Wheel of Fortune and the Ten of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles for the collective, please. We have the King of Swords, articulate and intelligent. So I feel like articulate kind of reminds me of someone who is like doing something very diligently and precise, like trying to write really, really fancy or something, you know? So what it's saying is that you are being rewarded for this situation and these negative energies that a group of individuals, whether consciously or unconsciously, have thrown your way. And the Wheel of Fortune and the Ten of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles is being clarified by the King of Swords. It's talking, it's just, it's clear that the way you handled yourself in this sort of situation, or some sort of situation you went through, was very, very notable. Yeah, notable and honorable in a sense. And yeah, I'm going there, honorable. Because I see that this has taken a lot of your time, a lot of energy from you. It's taken a lot of just a lot of inner work, because I'm not so sure just the average Joe would handle such things, such betrayal in this kind of manner. And for some reason, with this King of Swords cup, I'm seeing the tattoos, and the tattoos are like, with this case scenario, or with this energy, I'm picking up on the imagery that these tattoos may be a symbol of badge of recognition, or good deed, or helping others, or achievement, completion, whatever it may be. But I feel like these are badges of honor, really, that the universe placed upon you, that you earned. Yeah, on his chest he has a rose on one arm. He has a crescent moon right above it. On one bicep he has like some sort of star alignment. On on another bicep, he has a sarcophagus with the word clarity written above it. And then on his neck, he has two angels that are kind of like the Cupid's angel. There's some sort, like I have this written in cursive, which is my daughter's name. He has some sort of writing in cursive right there on the collarbone. And then on his other shoulder, he has a butterfly. He has the Aquarius or water symbol, the zigzag. There's a tooth. A tooth. Because the tooth is right next to the butterfly. That makes me think of the tooth fairy. But the butterfly reminds me of new beginnings. The tooth may be your DNA. Something significant about teeth. Yes, and with this Wheel of Fortune and the Ten of Cups on the bottom of the deck, we have the Hangman. And he's all about transition and looking at things from a different perspective and also making sacrifices. So throughout this bullying dynamic or whatever the fuck it was, you really made a lot of sacrifices, even whenever it came to holding your tongue and being openly disrespected. And if you did allow such things to happen, with the way the cards are playing out and the kind of energy that this person exhibits is one of integrity and loyalty and dedication. So you didn't mind getting your hands dirty for this change to happen in your life. That's what it took. Okay, let's clarify the Seven of Wands and the Three of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so the Seven of Wands, persevering through some sort of group dynamic that was against you, that had something to do with messing with your financial abundance. And then we have the King of Wands, which is leadership and success. So you have successfully, at once you were trying to persevere, you have successfully accomplished whatever goal, or you have successfully cut these people out of your life. You have successfully found some of those trauma blockages and are now working on them, whether you truly know this or not. At the bottom of the deck, we have, and I'm looking at what it represents. We have the Lovers, okay? And it represents alignment and harmony. And I feel like for a long time, you have been striving for this kind of energy, for you to be in a place to be able to fully receive whatever that may be, you know. But it's really hard to attract these wonderful things into your life, or even into your peripheral, so that they can be noticed by you, so that you can fight for your freedom, for your right to be in true alignment with your purpose, to be at harmony with yourself, to find love in every aspect of yourself and beauty. So I think that is a very powerful message as well. Yeah, here we have the Ten of Swords, Gemini. This is like things can only go up from here, you know? These are karmic lessons. And then we have the Spirit of Kings, which represents productivity and endurance. That's what I was talking about, your endurance. You being productive, you working your ass off when people thought you were just, they didn't know what to think. They didn't know what you were doing. We have the Dawn of Wands, and this is all about your inspiration and your potential. I feel like you knew, and then we have the Star, which is all about the fact that you had the potential to conquer and to achieve whatever situation it may be for you that stood in your path. You were inspired, you stayed motivated, the Star here was here to illuminate the fact that you had the potential the whole entire time. How beautiful. And we have under that the Spirit of Wands, which represents like enthusiastic and feeling adventurous and just ready to see the next thing and to explore and expand, and that's where I see you headed. That's what this huge beginning feels like. It feels like one huge grand adventure. So that's very beautiful for you guys. Confirmation. I'm just gonna get a couple letters for you, see if they correlate. But that's your overall message for today. We have D. We have A. If I get another D, I'm gonna be like, oh shit. Just kidding. O, N, T. So far we have don't, and we have ant. We have dot. We have do not. We have R. Art. We have art. We have a rat in the building. We have somebody who ran or darted off. Or this can be initials. We have I, so we have air sign. We have let's see, tar. We have L and we have S. We have stoned. We have star. Loner. Slot. Somebody's name could be Rod. Rod, R-O-D. We have F. So we have the fair. We have fond. We have fondle. We have somebody's name could be Fran. We have land. We have slide. Landslide. We have liar. We have fist and list. Another N. So I'm gonna pull. Somebody's name could be Donnie. Donald. I have a T and R. I was going to say Trump, but don't have it. That's pretty funny. Okay. So, let's see. That song might be significant where it says, listen to your heart. I channeled this on a different live. When there's nothing to do, listen to your heart before you tell him goodbye. So listen to your heart before you tell him goodbye. The hater, the devil. We have karma, the bill, the risk, the oracle, the dream. What did I tell you? The I just put them up, Mom. Practical. Yeah. Deceived.
It's nice out.
Feels like fall.
It does.
The Fool.
No, they're nice to get out. It's that one, the pretty one.
So that's what I have for you guys. I hope the message was helpful. If anything did resonate, or you would like to support your girl and hear more about what she has to say, please like and share or subscribe, and I should be back again on soon. Until then.